Hey, you guys, Andy here. I'm recording.
Oh, what a pleasant guy.
What a nice guy who just shows up.
I'm pretty happy.
So, who does our wonderful theme songs? I know you've mentioned
Greg Chun.
Yeah, Greg Chun.
I have a request for Greg. Now you're doing an apple?
The loudest foods.
You want to get into it, son? You want to get into it? 9:30 a.m. here. Had to get my kids out the door for school. Have something after this. Had to take a shower. This is what I'm eating.
Gosh, 9:30. For our listeners, they're just going to be blown away that you're at work at 9:30 in the morning.
I just stated everything I did before.
Yeah, that's true. Do you take your kids to school every day?
No.
Okay. Just on days you have a morning pod?
Oh, my God. We did one yesterday. What do you want from me, my blood?
By the way, this is 2 days in a row for us. We're fucking killing it.
Wait, so Greg Chun, I have a request. Can you guys get to him? I would like a song, if he's willing to, inspired by the Frasier theme.
Ooh, I love that.
Just a nice little Lonely Island jingle.
I feel like we should just give you his number and make you talk to him.
I don't know. It feels like that was a pretty easy ask.
All three of us know him pretty good, though.
Yeah.
It's true.
By all means, have a stranger ask.
I think he'll like it.
Hey, it's the Lonely Island podcast, and sometimes Seth Meyers hangs out too. He's busy. And there's that one guy who's always late, sometimes don't show up at all. I think you know who. Finland. But it's all good, sir, it don't matter as long as they got you. Them boys got a whole army of queens.
Quick little notes, because I will say, I came in prepared today.
Ooh. This is going to be a different Seth.
Well, part of it is I felt as though if we just winged it with this short, it would be a pretty dog episode,
I think it's wunged it.
right?
Yeah, we have to look at other stuff. We don't have a lot to say about this.
And again, I rewatched it. It's how did you describe it via text, Andy?
Totally, ellipses, fine.
Yeah, I think that's right. There's nothing terrible about it. It is totally fine. Did not make the final 64. I think it's interesting anytime I watch one where I don't actually remember what's going to happen, because I don't think you guys made many that were forgettable.
No, it wasn't. I do remember this one, but because the singing is so high, it's almost impossible to hear what the lyrics are.
Yeah, and they're not bad songs, but I agree. But let's get to that.
I mean,
'cause-
are we jumping right into it? Because I can tell you how it all came together, and I'm guessing Keeve remembers pretty well, too.
I would like to not jump into it because, again, I came in with a plan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's
Great.
stick to the plan.
All right.
Seth, take it away. Finally prepared for your job, Seth.
We were saying, you can't untoss a salad. And Keeve and I could not come up with a similar expression, which is the one people use. A couple of listeners. You can't unring a bell.
Mm-hmm.
You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube.
That's a classic.
That one's
That's
the real
really
That's the one.
classic.
Alan Sepinwall, friend of the pod.
Can I just say you can do that, though? You can do it.
Yeah.
You can push out the air part of the toothpaste and then suck it back in. It's just very difficult to do, but you can do it.
It's arduous.
Yeah, it's arduous to do. Maybe that's what people are talking about. Like, you can put the toothpaste back in the tube, but it's arduous.
Reading between the lines, I think Yorm's saying anything is possible, believe in your dreams. Is that right, Yorm?
That's right, Andy.
God, we are so simpatico. I love doing this.
We're fucking killing it today. You and me, bro.
Another bite of my apple.
Woo! Coffee! Crawdad!
I'm just happy to
So-
take a back seat for this. I mean, this is exciting stuff.
Yeah. The Venn diagram of people who are super into our podcast and people who are also super into the minutia of NYPD Blue lands firmly on Alan Sepinwall, television critic, who reached out to me.
Oh.
He's very excited. NYPD Blue backstory facts, if you care.
We do.
They were allowed to show rear ends and side boob, but no more. They used to be able to show on TV. Stephen Bochco and Bob Iger literally drew sketches that they passed back and forth to figure out what was and wasn't allowable. They could say asshole but not fuck, and there was only a brief window where they were allowed to say shit. Then something changed the game, which has a nice little tie into the podcast. Then Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake happened at the Super Bowl halftime show. And suddenly, the language and the nudity got dialed way back.
Thank God.
Wow.
I got more. And yes, Sylvia is giving Sipowicz a handy.
Thank you.
As Dennis Franz says, his line is, "That's sure gonna be clean."
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
I really, really want to think that he punched up the scene. I was like, guys, what if?
What if I said, that's you're going to be clean?
By the way, David Milch, NYPD Blue writer, went on to do Deadwood. So one of the great TV writers of all time. Also, Sipowicz was a native New Yorker on the show. They never bothered to explain his Chicago accent.
Sepinwall coming with the heat.
And you can read, Sepinwall did write a fantastic book, and I feel like it's only fair to plug it. It's No Ifs, Ands, but Plenty of Buts, the NYPD Blue story.
Oh, my God. So he's well-versed.
By the way, I made up the title. That's not the title.
Damn it. But is it too late to
Why
change
did you
it?
just leave it at that?
You bit on that harder than you chow down on that apple, Sandberg.
Did someone say apple?
Fucking delicious.
Apologies to all our listeners. This is to punish Seth.
Maybe 9:30 a.m. is our time. Maybe
might be
we
our
are
time.
early, guys.
Oh, this is so good.
I'm running on fumes.
Sepinwall did write a great book called The Revolution Was Televised that I highly recommend. So I do want to give a shout out. Another thing that somebody just in the comments said, have you guys seen the Eurovision song from Finland?
No.
This year.
No, but the one from Estonia by Tommy Cash is really good. I highly recommend to all parents. It's called Espresso Macchiato, and it's really, really good.
That's from this year.
Espresso Macchiato, por favore.
Should we watch the Finland one right now?
Yeah, I'm going to ask Jeff to screen share and show it because there's a couple things. One, somebody said, first of all, it's 3 dudes. Looks like it could be the Lonely Island from Finland.
Oh.
One of them fully looks like the Creep, like he's dressed from the music video The Creep. And also, again, tie into Yorm's time away from us, it's called Barabada Bastu, which means just sauna.
Oh. Wow.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they do love it.
It's basically a Lonely Island comedy song.
Oh, wow, they really do look like us.
Klockan slår, nu är det dags. All bekymmer försvinner strax. Bästa båt för kropp och själ. 4 väggar i träpanel. Ved din vårvärme lika bra. Som tango med Arja Saijonmaa. 1, 2, 3,
Sauna.
Oh, hey,
This is for Yorm.
the set transformed into a
The fact
sauna.
that he's playing an accordion they're bringing some Weird Al into here too.
It's literally about sauna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what does Barabada Bastu mean?
Just sauna.
It's basically I'm on a boat about saunas.
This feels very Finnish, but when I just Googled, Yahoo called them Sweden. Are they Swedish?
I have answers.
Okay, great.
Sauna.
They are from Finland. They're part of the Swedish minority in Finland. So they were Swedish dudes, but they were the Finnish entry for Eurovision.
Sick.
And they finished 4th overall.
Oh.
The song has gone #1 in both Sweden and Finland.
Fuck, we got to go there.
And the video, which is from 2 months ago,
Yeah.
that video I just sent, has 16 million views.
Wow.
Wowzers. All right.
Yeah.
Wait, so that wasn't from Eurovision because Eurovision's now. So that was maybe their entry at the competition?
No, I
or
think that was
That
it.
looked like Euro.
That's Europe. They finished 4th.
But was Eurovision 2 months ago or right now?
No, it was very recently. It was like.
But then I'm saying you just said that video is from 2 months ago.
Oh, maybe it's 2 weeks ago. Maybe I think that's from Eurovision, though. Sorry if I...
Because the finals of Eurovision are May 19th, which was 4 days ago.
Oh, all right. Well, here's just Kevin sent us a translation. The clock strikes. Now is the time. All worries will soon disappear. The best cure for body and soul. 4 wood-paneled walls.
a little on the nose.
We're going to have a sauna, steam up and release all stress today. Sauna Brothers, we're the ones who glow. 100 degrees. Well, then just having a sauna, throw water on so the sweat just whirls around. Oh, sauna bathing. Yeah, we're going to have a sauna, steam up. You know, a lot of these lyrics would tie in very nicely to the Dennis Franz shower scene.
Oh, yeah. That's a mashup I'm interested in.
I'm just glad that they mentioned 100 degrees because when my brother was out in Finland, we checked the temperature. Nobody was in the sauna, so people weren't going in and out. So it was the hottest it was ever. And it was 104 degrees Celsius, which I don't know if is even possible because that seems like it'd be wildly illegal in the United States. That's over 200 plus degrees. Weigh in on the comments. I don't know what it actually is.
KAJ is the name of the band.
Nice work, guys.
Yeah, really fun.
I do think that owes a lot to Psy also, like the choreo and the type of song.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's some Gangnam style.
Yeah.
Am I saying that right?
So anyway, they crushed it. Congratulations. And also thank you for the listener who suggested we watch that because that was a good time.
What if it was them?
Oh, yeah.
It's just one of them.
Now that I realize that English was a little wonky.
I think you should check out this new video.
His video you should watch.
We do that all the time.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
You know what you should check out? This thing that I have nothing to do with.
Hello, Army of Quaid.
I mean, Yorm's basically from Finland, so he's allowed.
Yeah, totally.
By the way, my last name apparently also sounds very Finnish. If it was Takonen, then it would be just a straight up Finnish name. Jorma Takonen.
Now I'm going to choose your own adventure for you guys. Do you want questions we received about I'm on a boat over the course of this podcast? Or do you want to move on to the Alec Baldwin episode in the short?
Boat.
Let's hit a couple extra boats because Keith had to leave early.
Yeah. All right, this is interesting. Greetings from Australia. This is Matt. Big fan of everything you do. I have a question for the Lonely Island. I just noticed in the video for I'm on a Boat, when T-Pain sings Poseidon, Look at Me, the portrait of Poseidon on the wall is from the 2002 video game Age of Mythology, which I played when I was a kid. Was someone else a fan of the game, or did someone just take one of the first pictures that came up on Google?
First pictures on Google.
Yeah. Next question.
Is that cleared and okay?
And sorry.
It seems crazy that we would use something that would be a copyright issue. Don't sue us now, in retrospect, guys.
It had to have gotten cleared because UMG was really much more strict than SNL is even about that stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
All right, here we go. I absolutely love the podcast. I look forward to it every week. I want to ask you to address the two performances on Jimmy Fallon, the full performance and the classroom instruments performance. Full performance with the Roots. Jimmy introduces you and says it's your live debut. Please go into detail about what that was like. What was it like performing with the Roots? Had you met them before? How did you decide to go so hard at Yorm?
Yeah, great question.
Well, we were legitimately fucking excited. We had met the Roots a little bit because they were, the band for Jimmy, and they knew, I think, we were massive fans and had like grown up listening to them and going to their shows. And Keeve maybe even promoted one of their shows in Santa Cruz.
I did not, but I certainly attended many of their concerts.
At that point, and still to this day, they are the band that I have seen more than any other group live.
It felt like they were always touring.
For me, that was true. And now there's a different musical act I've seen more. Can you guess who it is?
Oh, God, what's her name? Fuck, I know this. Fuck, what the fuck is her name? Oh,
she plays like a trumpet or something.
God, old-timey trumpet. Like it's like a French horn, though.
Celine Dion.
Keeve, just real quick, though, what were a few of the acts that you promoted shows for?
Well, yeah, when I was like 19 and 20 in college and I was in Santa Cruz and I wanted certain bands to come, but they weren't necessarily planning, I would then just reach out and be a promoter out of nowhere to try to get them. So I did the Alcoholics, which was one of our favorite groups.
Yeah.
Keeve, did you also design the flyers? Why do I think you designed the flyers?
I did eventually start trying to design them. The Far Side and AC Alone, like Freestyle Fellowship, those guys.
And this isn't, I wouldn't put this in the hustler spirit camp of things. You just wanted to see bands and that was very cool. But I remember thinking like, wow, Keith's doing big things up there. That's pretty cool.
I had no clue what I was doing. In hindsight, sometimes I think about some of the things and I'm like, oh, that was unprofessional. But they also knew they were talking to some 19-year-old college kid.
Fake it till you make it.
But do you remember, Keeve, that when we were in high school and we were trying to get free records, that you figured out that if we had a publication that we could get free records. So we made a hip hop magazine called Up in the Cut and designed it and then put fake articles in. It was like a pamphlet. And then we
I don't know that it really worked,
though. I don't think it did.
We attempted it.
Up in the Cut's real good.
Yeah.
We tried to make a fake Zine.
Hey, what's up? It's Keeve and Yorm from Up in the Cut. You think you maybe want to play a show like a dinky-ass venue in Santa Cruz?
No, we were trying to get record labels to send us the promo records that they send DJs.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, we were just sending it out as if we had a magazine that we didn't.
Fuck, that's a good gambit.
Yeah.
We're the promoters from Dinky's Nation. Support comes from Wonderful Pistachios. Wonderful Pistachios is the don't hold back snack. They're healthy and they're tasty, so you can snack without holding back. Wonderful Pistachios is the craveable snack that tastes too good to be good for you. Irresistible flavors, honey roasted, jalapeno lime, chili roasted. Bring the heat, the sweet, or the kick to keep you coming back for more. With 6 grams of protein per serving and 0 grams of regret, Wonderful Pistachios are one of the highest protein snack nuts. If you don't believe me, ask Akiva. You didn't send anything in? Great. No shells, no limits. Don't hold back on flavors or convenience. I'll tell you what I like is just eating a ton of pistachios, and I'll tell you what I don't like when I forget to hide the shells, and then my wife comes home and says, did you eat all of the Wonderful Pistachios? And I say, no, I didn't. And then she'll say, well, where are all these shells from? And I'll say, your guess is as good as mine. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. This episode of the Lonely Island Podcast is brought to you by our friends at Maker's Mark. This Father's Day, we're partnering with Maker's Mark to celebrate the fathers and father figures in all of our lives. Nurturing a family takes time, patience, and care. And just like distilling bourbon, there are no shortcuts in honor of everything perfectly unreasonable our fathers have done for the sake of something remarkable. Maker's Mark wants to extend a happy Father's Day and cheers from the founding Samuels family and its 3-generation of remarkable dads. You know, can I just say about the remarkable dads that I do this podcast with, we always put our family and our children first. And in fact, that's why I'm the only one reading the ad right now, because the other 3 of them are doing what they should do, being incredible fathers. You too can celebrate the devoted father figures in your life by picking up a bottle of Maker's Mark 46, the perfect gift for Father's Day. Kentucky made and French finished. Maker's 46 can be enjoyed neat, on the rocks, or in a Manhattan. Maker's Mark is perfectly unreasonable about taste, which is why Maker's 46 is finished longer with seared French oak staves, resulting in a smooth bourbon base with notes of caramel and vanilla. Maker's Mark 46 makes their bourbon carefully. Please enjoy it that way. Maker's Mark 46 Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey Barrel finished with 10 virgin French oak staves, 40% alcohol volume. 2025 Maker's Mark Distillery, Inc., Loretto, Kentucky. And oh, Andy's going to be so mad he wasn't here because his favorite thing is French oak staves. Why were you doing it live? Why were you doing I'm a Boat live on Fallon? Were you promoting something? Was it Popstar? Like, why?
No, I think we were promoting the album.
You're talking about the Classroom Instruments, or you're talking about when we did it on your show that Fallon used to host?
Yeah, late night. So that was album.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been right around, what was the date on it? It must have been right now.
So you were right, because Fallon was already doing late night when you guys were doing that album.
Yeah. I'm guessing it was a few weeks after it aired on the show.
Right.
It was a hit. And so they invited us to come do it live on the show.
And I think that we did it specifically because we liked that song, but also because you guys wanted to like publicly shame me, right?
Yeah, we wanted the dance.
Well, no, we leaned into that to answer that question because we were like, we're not going to be able to cut around to a bunch of funny shots like in a video, so we need a comedy game here. And obviously, there was a clear one.
And me being mean to me is a game to you.
Yes, but to circle back, getting to perform that with the Roots was fucking incredible. That's the short answer.
Yes.
This is the story of 3 guys who went on a magical adventure and 1 idiot who did not. Oh yeah, get your towels ready, it's about to go down. Everybody in the plane get the deck. Let's stay on your toes. We running it. I'm on a boat.
How much longer after was Classroom Instruments?
That was for Popstar Press.
Okay, so that said, whose idea was it to do that song as part of Classroom Instruments? Who came up with the arrangement? How many takes did you have to do? Was it difficult to sing without cursing?
That was all them,
I feel
right?
like we did 2 takes. Is that right? I think we did it twice.
Did we? I thought we did it once.
I think we rehearsed it once and then just did it once.
Oh, maybe it was that.
I'm on a boat, take a good hard look at the mother humping boat. I'm on a boat, Mickey Cookie, take a look at me. Straight floating on a boat on the deep blue sea. Busting 5 knots, wind whipping in my coat. You can't stop me, Mickey Cookie, 'cause I'm
And that was all them because they're amazing, obviously. And so they had worked it all out, except for we figured out what our replacement curse words would be.
This was a good opportunity for us to steal credit and be like, we did the arrangement for the Roots. We came in and decided what they would do.
I watched that the other day, the Classroom Instruments. I forget why. Maybe my kids were asking about something. And I was pleasantly surprised that we sounded like the record, even though it's Classroom Instruments.
Oh, nice.
Where I was like, hey, we could really do it. We sound totally like normal and like the record. For the amount we always talk about faking it, I was like, hey, look at that. Can't fake that. It's a single shot.
Wait, I got a question with that. Do you think it was easier, Keith, because there's less noise when you're doing it? You know what I mean? Like there was less jumping around and shit, right? So
It's certainly easier because you're sitting
Yeah.
and not like getting out of breath, moving around.
all right, question answered. Thanks.
Yeah.
I also just want to shout out Classroom Instruments as a fantastic late night bit.
Agreed.
And really inventive and unique and cool.
By the way, speaking of Popstar, it just went back on Netflix.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's promote.
Shout out to Popstar.
Check it out, guys.
It was never on Netflix. So it's been 9 years since it came
Where
out.
has it been? Where have people streamed it when they've wanted to stream it?
It bounces around. Like it was just on Prime. And for the first like 4 years, it was, I forget where, but it was somewhere where it was really hard to see except for renting it, which was annoying to us. The moment it came out and people didn't see it in theaters, we were like, God, I wish it was on Netflix right now, because we felt like it could have been maybe big if it had just come to people.
Yeah.
And then, Netflix just has a
Big
reach.
relative.
Relative to zero.
Yeah, bigger than abject.
Bigger. We thought maybe it
You
was.
guys, your opening weekend really established that big wouldn't have to be much.
No.
Yeah, we were not like aiming for Suits numbers here.
No.
And you were even saying that before Suits was a hit on Netflix.
Correct.
No, we were just going for USA Suits numbers.
I remember I go, how is your opening weekend? And you said, it's not Suits. And I was like, the USA show?
Yeah,
And
like
you're
USA
yeah.
Suits numbers. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Can we just ask? So, Andy, sorry, what are you eating right now? What is that?
Oh, it's an apple. Still the same apple.
Oh, is it?
Oh, great. He's to the quiet part of the apple.
And again, to everyone listening, I apologize. This is Seth's fault.
All right. And I also apologize to everybody who has to get to work before 9:30 for the way Andy's behaving.
Twisting my words.
This is great because there's a question at the end of it, but it's a real right turn. It feels like a story with a question. So I'm just going to read it. This is from Jace. Hey guys, huge fan. I actually threw my boyfriend, who's now my husband, a Lonely Island birthday themed party in 2011, and we all dressed up from our favorite short. The best part was the guys whose house who hosted had a deep sea fishing boat in the front yard because he was from the Mississippi Coast Guard. So of course we all sang I'm on a boat dressed as creeps having threesomes. Anyways, I've got to know, what kind of job does Andy drink?
What a great turn.
Thank you for asking that question exactly the right way.
Yeah.
For a long time, I was a Tay guy. Tays all day. Mm-hmm. My wife, then girlfriend.
Sorry, I don't know what that means. What is that?
Oh, latte.
Oh, Tay. Jesus.
Haze all day.
And, in New York, I would get Tays. And we would get Tays in the office. We would get Blue Bottle. I think we've talked about that before. Mm-hmm. And now I get my beans from Go Get 'em Tiger.
All right, look at that. That's a really good answer.
Succinct.
Whoa. Fucking burn, really? An Alex Bays-esque burn from Yorm.
Wait.
I have a follow-up on I'm on a boat here from my wife.
Okay.
So, Seth, you reached out to her.
Yes. My memory, Keeve, was that she told me that was the hottest she'd ever seen you, was in I'm on a boat. And I asked her to record a voice note.
It looks really long, for the record.
Who gives a shit? She's funny.
Yeah, she's the best.
Hi, everyone. This is Liz Kikowski, married to Akiva Schaffer. That's right. That's how you say his last name, Schaffer. So Seth sent me a text yesterday that said, want to send me a VN saying how hot you thought Liv was in I'm on a boat.
That seems like she
recording in an hour. So a few things there, didn't double check. He meant Kiev, but it came up as Liv. But here's my voice note. And I have to say, yes, of course, Akiva looks very handsome in I'm on a boat. And I bet you remember something of like when they did it, me sort of watching during dress and air and being like, he looks so good. And of course he does. He looks great. But
that's why I married her, I guess.
It's a bit basic of how he looks hot in I'm on a boat, like a tux look and all that stuff. And I think I just have different fetishes going on. It's not my number one Akiva hotness for me of the videos.
Right.
And yes, I use his full name, Akiva, because it's a beautiful name, so I don't shorten to Keeve.
Thank you.
When I met him and I heard his name, I think I said something like, oh, that's such a beautiful name for a golden retriever. So yeah, I had game. My top hot Akiva vids for Lonely Island is YOLO. That's my number one.
Ranking. Good.
Love him in Diaper Money. And then old school, I love him in Stork Patrol. And now that feels kind of creepy because he's so young, but I did meet him 2 years after Stork Patrol, so I think that's okay. He's so cute. And I mean, I guess I have, a type, and that type's just going to be a little bit, I'm going to say more interesting, more nuanced than, a basic, oh, he looks hot and I'm on a boat. Because, I'm somebody my celebrity crush
Oh boy.
is an Eddie Redmayne, love a Daniel Radcliffe. Out of all of the Chipmunks, I'm a Simon gal.
That we have discussed, yeah.
Snowden was in the news. I said, whoa, who's that guy? Google that image if need to. I loved Pommel Horse Guy. There's that. Okay, does this suffice? Is this a VN for Liv?
Jesus.
I guess we should let her watch those finished Lonely Island. She might find 3 new hugs.
Yeah, she might have a new crush.
Also, I'd love to go back. Were you bummed, Keeve, when she was like, I think Keeve's hot. Now I'm going to do a list of other people I think are hot? Were you like, no.
I knew it was going to be Burns. I knew, but honestly, not lies, just Burns.
Yeah, just Burns.
But it is the
True
truth.
Burns.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also not just true that I look like them, but true that she is attracted to them.
She didn't specify this, but I assume she meant Eddie Redmayne as Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, of course.
It's so weird that I did know that about Liz, that Eddie Redmayne was on
that only
list.
came up for the first time she mentioned something like weeks ago. And I was like, what? And no offense to Eddie Redmayne.
Oh, she's told me.
I was just shocked.
I thought Eddie Redmayne, I thought very handsome in with Jackal.
Haven't seen.
It's good.
I'm the original The Jackal movie guy, so
Of course.
I couldn't just watch this one.
No.
Keith, I thought your favorite Jackal was Allison Janney's performance in The West Wing.
That is my favorite Jackal. I do have a website if anybody wants to check. Sorry, can we promote side things? It's about it's like my listicle, and it's like favorite Jackals is like the most popular one on there.
Allison Janney, that is that maybe is a deeper cut that like Sipowicz in the shower.
Well, I know about it because of Keith and Liz. They love that.
But the Jackal's also like a passed around. It's like Kim Cattrall doing her jazz. You know, it's like a passed around web clip where people know the Jackal that haven't even watched The West Wing.
Seth, are we ignoring the fact that there's another kind of Jackal?
You mean the people who comment on my YouTube page?
Grammar
that's
Jackals
right.
or whatever?
I feel like if you ignore them after talking a lot about Jackals, that it might be a bad move on your part.
I kind of wanted to like maybe teach them a lesson that like sometimes people are going to talk about Jackals and it's not about you.
Yeah, so take that, Jackals. I would take a big bite of my apple right now, but it's done.
Jackals, everybody, corrections, watch it on YouTube. It's the favorite thing I do in my late night talk show, and it's not even on TV.
There's also the Jackals from The Lion King, and there's the Jackals from The Lion King live action computer animated
say
remake.
Hyenas, right?
Aren't they're hyenas. Fuck me. Erase that.
Go get him, Jackals. Correct him.
That's by far the most humiliating thing I've said on this pod. Delete it.
Oh my God.
Keep the stuff about me looking like Edward Snowden, though.
Yeah. Keep that.
Hey, can you go back to the just when Liz says Daniel Radcliffe? Because I do feel like
puts
she
a
said,
T on the end. She said
says
Radcliffe.
Radcliffe.
So for someone calling out Liv so much in autocorrect,
that's what I mean.
She definitely said Daniel Radcliffe, which is
Well, she could have been talking about a different guy.
Yeah, maybe there's a Radcliffe.
Like an even nerdier guy.
oh, she knows somebody else.
She was like, oh, she's into Keeve, so like the regular Daniel Radcliffe is way too ripped for her.
Yeah, it's his stand-in, Daniel Radcliffe.
Hey, if you're out there and your name is Daniel Radcliffe and you're listening to this right now, all apologies, Nirvana Ref. Quaid, what are you cooking?
What's on the stove, Quaid?
I got one last little thing about Liz's voice note. For all of our listeners out there, if you can guess, there is a right answer to this. If you can guess who is the Theodore and who is the Alvin out of the rest of us, you win a prize.
It is really crystal clear.
Yeah.
What?
It is really crystal clear who's who. I kind of like
What?
that. I want to think that like years ago, you guys weren't put together because you grew up together, but a manager put you together. And he was like, look, here's how it works. What do you use an Alvin? What do you use a Simon? What do you use a Theodore? That's how it works. You can't, if it blurs, nobody likes it.
And I was like, who's who?
We're all 3 Alvins.
You guys all thought you were Alvins.
Can I say one other thing, Seth?
You keep going, man.
I will say on the Alvin and the Chipmunks thing, it's an interesting process getting older, and I would argue maturing.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's hard to believe right now.
Sure.
But when I was a kid, I'd be like, man, you want to be Alvin.
Yeah.
Front and center. He's the guy.
Yeah.
And then now when you watch Alvin and the Chipmunks, you're like, oh, this kid is fucking annoying.
Yeah.
You know who I like? Theodore and Simon. Some nice, thoughtful guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them's sweet and one's smart.
Yeah. One's sweet, one's smart. The other one's just like, look at me.
Is it bad that I'm like, you know who I associate myself with? Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
a Dave
yeah.
now.
Come on, you guys, you gotta listen. You gotta listen. Is anyone listening to me?
Alvin, I'm going to strangle you to death, you piece of shit. Oh, am I not allowed to say that now? Modern parenting. That's Dave saying.
Oh my God, the amount I will sometimes say to my kids, but you hear me, right? You hear me. I'm like checking on your ears.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we hear you.
There was a moment that I gave up. There's a video of me and my friend chasing our kids into an elevator, and the amount that I was like, there's no point to me talking. Just watching it back, I was like, why do I open my mouth?
I want to shout out Jeff, who's not a member of this pod and will not get a 5-way split with us, but he's been compiling I'm on a Boat questions over the course of this pod, and so it's been very helpful. All right, Steven wrote this comment in September of 2024. As a 47-year-old adult, I've always called them flippy floppies. Post I'm on a boat, to me, it's one of the biggest cultural phrases the group you put out there to the masses. Any other examples come to mind that people say while you are walking around foggy London town or heading to the Indigo Girls? I feel like, I know that flippy floppies is impossible not to think when I see a pair of flip-flops now.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, there was one that I mentioned earlier, but I think I've mentioned it on this pod that me and Andy in particular, and also Keeve, used to call coffee crawdad, but that didn't really spread.
Yeah, I would say that's the opposite of what Steven's
he's asking
about.
for other Quaids, right? Because Quaid is one of them that now has caught on.
Weirdly, Quaid Army is like top 3 right now.
I know.
Yeah, but also Righteous Kill. So he's saying, what else is in the Righteous Kill Quaid world?
Oh, I see, yeah.
Is that the question? Or is he saying what other things from
our
things?
stuff that people say to us?
Yeah, he's saying, is there anything else from your stuff that is gone?
I would say Double True and Crazy Delicious both caught on from the very first thing from Lazy Sunday. But
There's probably a bunch more.
I once had a thing on the street where a guy was walking with his daughter and she was like 10. She was like, hey, Andy, I just jizzed in my pants. And I went, oh, no. And I ran the opposite direction. It's like, I'm so sorry. That did actually happen.
God.
Bless her.
wait, I have one more Righteous Kill.
Great.
This came from Yorm, I believe, but we say me likey that a lot.
Oh, yeah.
That did become...
We made the song. We don't say it because of the song we made for Popstar. We've said it for years and made the song because Yorm said it for years. So much so in like editing when we're working with an editor and we go, okay, me likey that.
Mm-hmm.
We would go MLD.
We do say MLD.
We text MLD.
Okay, MLD.
Yeah, MLD. And then my editor recently started saying NLD for no likey that.
For no likey that. There you go. Me likey that.
So you implemented it.
Yes, Jeremy.
We used to have a lot of things in mixing with decibels, with dBs, with dibbles.
Yeah, dibbles.
Oh, yeah.
And we would have we had a whole code system, but I can't remember it now for half dibbles. It got really complicated though, because at a certain point, half a dibble meant 3 dibbles, right? Remember where it was like a code system where
it got really weird.
Yeah.
But I remember that a peg, if you were going to take someone down a peg, it was 4 dibbles.
That's what I mean. We had a whole, and a dibble was just a dB, meaning a decibel for mixing. And we'd be like, ooh, I'm way too loud on that line. Take me down a peg. And then we'd be like, well, take me down half a peg. And that meant 2 dibbles, which is 2 dBs, which is 2 decibels.
Yes.
Can you imagine how irritating?
And it starts as a bit, and then you find yourself in these moments where we're like, I'm actually thinking at that moment, and then all of us together go, half a dibble? Yes! I was also thinking just half a dibble, just a little nudgeroo.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how irritating that is for our mixer? Just like, but then he would start talking like us.
He'd be like, yeah, I'll take this down half a peg.
Yeah.
And we're like, half a peg, right? 2 dBs.
So good.
Yeah.
This is from Nikki. She even says, not a question, story. My son Cohen, now 13, huge Brooklyn Nine-Nine fan since he was 7 or 8. He knows more about Brooklyn Nine-Nine than I've ever met. In grade 4, dressed like Jake Peralta every day for months. Hot Rod is his Desert Island movie. Anyway, about 4 or 5 years ago, I told him Andy was part of the Lonely Island and they had songs he could listen to. He's beyond jazz. Lazy Sunday was the intro, as I felt it was the most PG. He listened to it on repeat, and I mean repeat. I love you guys, but it was brutal. Then he found a radio edit version of I'm on a Boat, which was cool because hearing my then 9-year-old singing about fucking a mermaid just wasn't in the cards. I'm on a Boat became the new Lazy Sunday, #1 song on Spotify Roundup, whopping 300 plus listens.
Oh my God.
But then a few years ago, when he got a bit older, he came to me and laid out his case saying he was old and mature enough to handle the unedited version. Impressed with his moxie, I let him later that night while he was having a shower and singing along to I'm on a Boat uncut version. And the part about the mermaid was nearing. He sang right up to it, paused, and then continued when it was over. So he did not sing.
Good boy.
Good kid.
She said it was cute as hell. Anyway, just wanted to pass along how much love of Lonely Island and to a greater extent comedy for her kids you guys have been a part of.
How nice.
Very nice.
Can I add on to that? Just note for parents. Both the first 2 albums are on Spotify censored. You just have to look up the name of the album and then you will find a censored version, but it's a little harder to find it.
We were looking for I'm on a Boat censored, and it's harder to find. That's a good tip.
I don't know why the 3rd album isn't, because we did make a version of that, but yeah.
And now a word from our sponsors at Betterment. When investing your money starts to feel like a second job, Betterment steps in with a little work-life balance. They're an automated investing and savings app, which means they do the work. While they build and manage your portfolio, you build and manage your weekend plans. While they make it easy to invest for what matters, you just get to enjoy what matters. Their automated tools simplify the complex and put your money to work, optimizing day after day and again. So go ahead, take your time to rest and recharge, because while your money doesn't need a work-life balance, you do. Make your money hustle with Betterment. Get started at betterment.com. That's BETTERMENT.com. Investing involves risk. Performance not guaranteed.
Support comes from Rocket Money. Keeve.
Yes, hi.
Prices are going up on just about everything lately. Maybe you have noticed that.
Yeah. I don't want to point fingers as to whose blame it is, but I've heard it's a lot of talk about it.
Yeah. And so, being smart with your money isn't a good idea. It's essential. And one of the ways you can do it is managing subscriptions, tracking spending, cutting costs. Lucky for you, Rocket Money takes those things that can sometimes feel overwhelming, and they take the guesswork right out of it, so you can easily make smart decisions.
I like the sound of that.
Do you even know what Rocket Money is, Keith?
Can I take a wild guess?
Take a wild guess, but don't be ad-speaky about it, just in your own words.
I mean, if I was going to guess, it sounds like it's like a personal finance app that helps you find unwanted subscriptions, and then if you do, you could cancel them, or it could pay attention to what I'm spending money on and
monitor it even.
Yeah, exactly, and it could help lower my bills and help me grow my savings.
Keith, I use this, and I can't believe how many dumb old subscriptions I had that I had not canceled. Multiple subscriptions, in some cases where I was the same streaming service more than once.
That's horrible, Seth.
That's a dumb guy thing.
Yeah.
And now you can see all your subscriptions in one place and know exactly where your money is going. For ones you don't want anymore, Rocket Money can help you cancel them. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when they use all of the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/island today. That's rocketmoney.com/island, rocketmoney.com/island. All right, we're going to get to the short, but a few quick things in the Alec Baldman show. I'm going to give you the title of a sketch. You guys tell me what you think it's about. Do you think you can do it on just the title?
Definitely.
I mean, unlikely.
No.
Sir Mix-a-Lot's Photoshop.
Making the butts
he
bigger.
makes butts big.
Yeah.
See, you underestimated yourself.
I mean, also, we were there, so there's maybe subconsciously that.
I don't remember it, but that's
I definitely don't.
That's a layup.
Sounds like a Tucker.
It's actually it's a Jost and someone.
It says Keenan, but as we know, these are wrong a lot.
Right. I will say it gets a little off in the beginning, but by the end, it's pretty delightful. Just because he's singing new lyrics to the song. They also early on rhyme fonder with rounder, which hits my ears pretty bad.
Yeah, it's unacceptable.
Oh, somebody's back in the game. And here at Sir Mix-a-Lot's Photoshop, we put every photo through a rigorous evaluation process. To ensure that the butt is large enough, I show each and every photo the sniffles, my pet anaconda. Because you see, my anaconda don't want none unless you got bun time.
Jerry and Carl return. I kind of forgot that post Fart Face, they would do another one.
Oh.
And what's this
That
one?
means I also forgot that Forte can hear an audience and think that things are going any way other than how it's going in his brain.
What was the phrase this time?
It was still Carol Hold My Calls. There was not a phrase. It was all about that it was him, Bill, and Alec were trying to schedule a meeting. And I would say the comedy was about what they had planned that they couldn't all meet on those days. It's a little bit, you know what, you should watch it, Andy, because I think it'll really plug into your frustrations on us scheduling the pod.
Oh, wonderful.
Will comes out with a tiny tuft of hair on the front of his bald head. And then way later in the sketch than you think they would address it, he says,
Well, Tuesday's no good for me. I gotta get fitted for a new toupee. This one just doesn't quite give me the coverage I was hoping for.
Oh, what patience.
I wouldn't say it plays, but there's some really good writing in it. At one point they say, how's Saturday for you? And Forte says, oh, that depends. How long does an autopsy take? And Bill says, I don't know, about 4 hours. And he goes, 4 times 5? No, Saturday's not going to work.
It's like a Simpsons joke.
And then, though, there's a nice little call forward to Sushi Glory Hole.
Next Monday's bad for me. I'll be at a gas station bathroom in Queens. They have a glory hole there that I really, really enjoy.
I'm volunteering at a glory hole on Monday.
11:30?
11:30.
No way. Where?
73rd and Broadway.
I'll see you there.
No, you won't. It's a glory hole.
And I will say, based on the reaction, I feel like maybe it does prove the point that not everybody knows what a glory hole is. And then we got a real quick Seth's Corner. Norm?
Seth's Corner, here's the part of the show where Seth talks about some bullshit that he did that week. Just kidding, Seth. I love your stuff.
Fourth Jonas brother. Alec played the fourth Jonas brother. It's about as down the middle as Sir Mix-a-Lot's Photoshop. We'll leave it at that. All right, here we go. What is the name of this digital short again?
Property of the Queen.
Property of the
Queen. Because that's the name of the band.
I just want to start by saying, and then I'll turn it over to you guys. The really funny thing about this short is that it's the first short after I'm on a Boat.
That is really funny.
Like, I'm on a Boat is so big and beautiful and an immediate hit. And it is such a, I mean, I really kind of want everybody who writes comedy to know that the biggest mistake you can make is thinking the last thing you do is going to be the next thing you do. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not any easier to do it after you did a good one.
Well, it's also like, I try to remind myself this now because I still watch SNL every week. And when I get in the like viewer mode of like, man, I wish that had been this, and that, I'm like, who knows what circumstances led to this existing? Right. Who knows what else was at the table? Or if there's like any laughs, I'm just like, great. Everyone did a great job. It's so stressful.
Yes.
A million things are working against you at all times because it's putting together a show in 3 days, which makes no sense. This was an instance of the Jonas Brothers were coming in. They were red hot. We didn't know much about them, but we knew it was like a thing.
Yeah.
They wanted to do a short, which we were happy to do. We met them and they were absolutely lovely. And they had all these songs already written, pretty much. They're like, when we're like hanging out and goofing around in the studio or on tour, we write these like glam band songs and we have them all done.
Yeah.
God, I didn't remember that part.
Because they were good. They're like good. I was going to compliment you guys, and now I'm very happy that I can give it to someone else.
They're the meat of the thing because it's what they already had done and what they wanted to do. And we were like, who am I to blow against the wind?
I think partially because of I'm on a Boat, too. Like, just being like, well, we've made our personal statement last week. We don't need to say... We can take our egos completely out of the short now and just do something to help service the musical guest.
I mean, it's not like we had some idea for it. We were like, great. So I think they had the songs and we kind of backed into the premise based on those songs because they were clearly like from another era and that's why they thought it was fun and funny and that they were doing it specifically because their real music was pop and not like those songs.
Yeah.
It is a slightly weird thing in rewatching it that we sort of introduced the idea that they're Highlanders and this is going to be them going through all eras of music. And then it just sort of sticks with big hair.
Yeah.
Jams, right? Like, I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think a different version of this where maybe they don't come in with this catalog of music, you write through the years, different styles.
In my mind, that's what it was. And then while rewatching it, I was like, oh, it didn't
There's like a funk band and a disco band, and then there's like an old-timey band. And then maybe, you know, like 80s electro thing.
So you come in, they say, hey, Andy, what's up? And you say, the jig is up.
Yeah.
Because you've caught them dead to rights. We don't know why. You take out a VHS tape. Mm-hmm. And then there's a very nice laugh where you lean down and there's only a DVD player.
Yeah, try to put this.
No, we got texted this. Is this one not online?
I don't think it is online, and I don't quite know why.
I wonder why, because that's their music.
Yeah, I don't understand.
It would be fun to see how many less views it has than the Finnish sauna song.
So I'd like to find it in my text thread, and because it's not online, do our...
do Stop Start. I will say a lot of compliments on Stop Start in the YouTube comments.
Yeah, well, this one, I mean, I wouldn't have thought it needs it because it doesn't have that many moves or things to talk about necessarily, especially because we didn't make the music.
Yeah.
But because they literally can't find it, then I think it's actually kind of necessary.
Yeah, let's do it. You're right. Gosh, Keeve, you know what?
I just always have the Quades in mind.
You think of Quades first.
As the Simon of the group, I try to think about the Quades a lot.
And remember, guys, we don't know who's who for the other two characters. So
yeah, weigh in the comments. It could be either.
Oh my God.
We don't know right now.
Please let me be Theodore just to be free like that. Not have to think about anything or worry.
I'm so tired. I'm so tired of being the Alvin. I can't fucking do it anymore.
Just put me out of my fucking overacting misery.
3 Theodores. Oh, we're all begging to be 3.
Oh, y'all, I forgot to mention, we all took truth serum at the top of this.
Truth serum.
FBI loaned us some truth serum. CIA, FBI. Who has
I literally thought FBI was slang. And then I was like, oh, no, he means the FBI gave him truth serum.
Doesn't FBI have truth serum or is it CIA, Seth? You're the guy
I don't know. I don't think there's such a thing as truth serum.
I bet there is.
Oh, what?
It's probably like a version of ecstasy or something. Okay.
All right. Who's going to play this for us?
I got it right here.
Merciful 235.
All right. Dressing room on 9.
Hey, Andy. What's up, Andy?
Horrible lighting.
What's up? The jig. The jig is up.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about your secret. I know what it is. And I have the VHS tape to prove it.
So a little joke here. He takes out the VHS tape and then it's a DVD player that he's trying to get it to go into the little, what's that little disc, the disc tray, I would call it.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys also find it haunting when you realized now that's a DVD player? It was as old as a VHS player was when you made this?
Yeah, people still wouldn't understand what that other machine is either.
He's going to have to try to push them all into a router now.
Slight tangent on DVD players. A friend of mine used to get really drunk in high school. Don't drink, underage guys. And he would wake up at night and open his DVD player, his 5-disc DVD player, and then pee into it.
Huh.
All right, keep going.
Oh, like sleepwalking. When you first saw the three of them on the couch, were you like, oh my God, it's the Finnish group that sings about saunas?
It does. They do look a little bit now, knowing that.
Maybe they are Highlanders.
In terms of the trios of white guys, Jonas Brothers does fit firmly into the Lonely Island workaholics, Everything Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah. And then the name of, hold on, I got to look it up again.
The Finnish.
Wait, no, I want to, there was a good song. I want to give them their shout out.
As Rolling Stone called them, the Swedish Lonely Island. Burn.
Where's your guys' VCR?
All right, 7 hours later,
You turds got anything to say before I play this?
I appreciated that you try to slam the tape, the VHS tape, into it, but it's got the thing that stops it from being able to be slammed in there.
I do like this song.
We got Keenan on the keys, Bobby Monahan on the drums.
Bobby Keenan and Forte doing really good work here.
I got struck by lightning, but I'm not dead. I think I just liked the line, I got struck by lightning and it really hurt.
I don't know what you're talking about, Andy. No.
This tape is from 1983.
You're crazy.
Shall we watch another one?
Some Space Olympics effects there.
Some good Yorm effects.
Forte's looking like Richard Simmons.
Yeah.
I like commenting on the sort of mini trend of writing songs about Africa in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, I did think that was. And again, I if it's credit to them, I'm impressed.
It is.
Mercifully short, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is for sure.
That's from 25 years ago.
Really holds up.
That's not the point. What are you? Highlanders?
Come on, man.
Okay, let's just watch another one then, just as fans.
Little extreme, right? Is that what we're doing here?
Yeah, a little more than words.
The name of the song is Our Secret.
Busted. Just admit it.
None of that stuff proves anything.
One more.
I do like that joke. Didn't get a laugh, though.
No. Bill's a very good wizard.
Shut up, Nick. He knows. I'm not going to throw it all away.
I don't want your money. I just want to know how you stayed so young.
This guy.
What up, dude? How are you? It's crazy, right?
Punchy end.
Yeah. I mean, Bill, not a lot to work with and just exceptional delivery and gets a nice laugh.
Mm-hmm. Basically one of his old buddies from Tulsa in a wizard costume with a beard.
That's exactly what I think. I'm just like, that's what it was like growing up for Bill.
I like the Bill reveal. I like the song saying the exact episode we are currently in is when they were going to rock on SNL. Ask the Wizard is a song that I like hearing.
Yeah.
That one's good.
I think it's so funny you said that, when you're like, well, how does somebody like Bill Hader turn out to be Bill Hader? And I think the answer is like, he's from Tulsa and his best friend was a wizard.
Wait.
Just like a laid back wizard. All right, so, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's not Criterion, it's not Kim's Video, but it's nice, and we like them, and they did a good job.
And it also is a very nice host service. I'm sorry, not host service, musical guest service. And I think it was a show where people were really excited to see them. I mean, it's kind of weird. They were, in a sketch, and then also in a short, and then also had 2 songs. Mm-hmm. Credit to Alec for making room for that.
Did we record with those guys at their studio? I feel like we went to a very high-end studio and met those guys, and I remember being like, these guys are really sweet young men.
Yeah, it was a nice New York studio.
And they're real musicians. They really just do it, which is awesome.
Also, Jack McBrayer is in the monologue because the monologue is about 30 Rock. And I believe that's when Jack met the Jonas Brothers, and they are all friends to this day. In fact, they're such good friends that we did a day drinking with the Jonas Brothers, with me, my brother, and Jack McBrayer.
Oh, right. I remember that.
It's so funny that I think of them as so young that I was like, that's inappropriate. They shouldn't be drinking.
Oh, now they're fine.
Yeah, it's fine now.
At the time, not okay. Well, I mean, I feel like that's about as fast as we're ever going to go through a short, but I feel like there was some real meat on the bone before that.
You know what? I'm looking at the rundown, and an interesting just tidbit is that Hot Air Balloon #1 played again.
Yes.
That's Virginia Horsons. It was just whatever length it was that was so short, they just kind of kept it handy when they needed it for, I'm sure, just
rotation,
commercial break reasons.
I have a follow-up on the dibbles thing. I remembered that a rung was 3 dibbles. So, if you need to use that in mix, guys.
Oh, a rung. Like take it up a rung or take it down a rung.
Yeah, rung was 3 dibbles.
Take it down a peg, take it up a peg, take it up a rung. Wow, yeah.
We didn't use rung that much. It was usually half pegs.
I remembered another Yorma-ism that he says a lot that we say in our circle, which is when things are awesome, he'll go, oh, it's like an AM PM situation.
Right.
Then people go, what? And he goes, too much good stuff.
Yeah.
I should make a shirt.
Honestly uses it constantly.
Wait, why is AM PM too much good
That's their
stuff?
slogan.
Yeah, AM PM mini marts. That was their slogan for a really long time. Yeah.
Their catchphrases, that's too much good stuff.
Too much good stuff, right? AM PM.
Oh, Andy has one about Taco Bell, too. Just talking about being breakfast defectors.
Oh, yeah. I have gone on long, long stretches of time where I like to talk about being a breakfast defector.
And I do legitimately, without any humor anymore, say, let's think outside the bun.
Yeah, that is
true.
true.
You do say that. That one I don't like because other people say that.
And just anyone witnessing us knows we live Moss.
Yeah.
So
we do live Moss. We're not afraid to live Moss. But like when you're doing something crazy, edgy, Seth,
yeah,
you'd be like, I guess I'm just a breakfast defector.
You're remaking the Robin Williams movie, Moscow on the Hudson, but you're just defecting from breakfast.
That's right.
If you're loco.
We're not afraid of fourth meal, Seth.
That's right. Bring it on.
Anyway, I'm telling you, Taco Bell representatives are out there. We already made a hit ad for Doritos.
We like doing ads we don't get paid for.
You don't see this on the rundown often, which is under the cut for dress section on the right, where it tells you everything that was cut after dress. And sometimes there's cut at air or whatever it's called. This is an added on air, meaning it wasn't at dress. It wasn't even part of the plan.
Ooh.
And that is Hot Air Balloon. So it wasn't even like they had in their back pocket for when they get screwed, basically, because it's a live show and they look at the time. And
wait, are you saying that it hadn't aired and it aired this one time, or it aired more?
No, it
aired
before.
before.
Wow.
This is an emergency situation production because they looked at how much time left was in the show.
The commercial parodies used to air like 3 times a year, the same ones.
Exactly. They saw that whatever First Coughs is, which was the final 5-to-1 sketch, wasn't long enough to get you to the 1 a.m. And
I remember, now that you mention it, Keith, they realized last minute they needed Horsens and nobody could find it. And Lauren was like, "I'll get it." And he was like running down the hallway. It was like Joan Cusack in Broadcast News. And he had to just dodging people.
It's in my desk.
And it was just, he's like, "I know where it is. I've got a backup Horsen.
It's got to be in here somewhere."
And I remember he made it. And it's maybe the happiest. Second to the 50th, it's the happiest I've seen him. Like, he was like, "I can't believe I got it."
You've been saying stuff ever since I'll get it, but I've been laughing at that the whole time.
Did you see how fast I was booking?
No, I'll get it.
I was just booking down those halls.
Oh my God, you see how fast I went?
Oh my God. And then the elevator didn't come. I was like, fuck. I mean, Andy, come on. The morning pod worked out well for you.
This is it.
This is great. Let's always do it this early.
This is great.
It's working out for me, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
New York 1:30.
I feel like Andy was in such a good mood about this Lauren bit. He forgot he was on a pod for a second.
And then you brought him. Don't say it.
I said it, and the light just went out of his eyes. He was like, "Oh, right, that's what this is."
Yeah, right. Fuck you guys.
That's right.
It was like the end of the movie Brazil, where you think Jonathan Pryce escaped, and then you're like, "Oh,
spoiler!"
Yeah, come on.
Well, it was a pleasure.
That was really fun. All right, love you guys.
Love you, buds.
Seth.
Love you.
Take care. Take care out there.
Be safe out there.
Be safe out there. Be good. Be well.
Hey, it's the Lonely Island and Seth Meyers podcast show.